The breaking news we've been following since the top of our newscast. We have a special guest here in the studio tonight, Jackson Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba, joining us here.
And Mayor, you say you want to talk about the shots fired tonight at the vigil for Lolani.
Absolutely. I thought it was imperative that I get up and come to the studio, one, to reassure the citizens of Jackson that this is a safe city and it will remain a safe city. I want to offer my regret and express my concern to the families, the men, women, and children that were at the vigil tonight and were faced with an unfortunate and unnecessary circumstance. I want to be clear that those individuals who are intent on negative behavior, that it won't be tolerated, that we won't have any type of harassment in our community. That we will not be terrorized, that this is going to be a safe place. And so I want anyone to hear me that is intent on that behavior, that is not what the city of Jackson is about, nor will we allow it to be about that. And so we encourage people through their hurt, through their pain, and there are many circumstances that we've unfortunately faced recently that people are suffering from those conditions. We want them to know not to take justice in their own hands, that we will bring people to justice.
I have to ask you, have you had a chance to talk to Chief Moore? Do you know anything about who might have been involved in this? I
have had some preliminary discussions with Chief Moore. From all indications, no one was hit by any of the rounds that took place. I'm not certain if there are any other minor injuries that may have taken place in the scramble of the crowd. But to this point, we are still collecting information on what took place.
Yeah. Well, this week specifically has been rough for Jackson when it comes to people turning to firearms to try and quote unquote solve whatever problems they may have. So what are we going to do about this?
Well, first and foremost, we have to figure out better means of resolving conflict. And so we're going to make certain that we have a police department that is armed with all of the tools in order to resolve crime. But our police department are often tasked with meeting crime after it has taken place. And so we have an administration that is focused on alleviating the conditions which lead to crime. And so we're tremendously focused on those particular issues. But those individuals who are intent on being knuckleheads at this moment, we want them to know that this is not a safe place for that behavior, that we won't tolerate it. We are dead set on having a safe community where people grow and enjoy their families growing and take full benefit of all that the city of Jackson has to offer.
I know the chief mentioned that they were short some officers, a couple hundred officers maybe, or more than 100. What do you make of that? I mean, what needs to happen?
We have a recruiting class that is already in the works. We have to let our officers know how much we appreciate them. We have a number of officers that are scheduled to be due for retirement soon. So we've known for quite some time that the city of Jackson needed to up the ranks of its officers, increase the numbers. And so we're working diligently to do so. But I think that as we look at the issue of crime, we have to understand that it is not, something that we can put in the singular box of just policing. There are a number of steps that we all have to take the responsibility. Myself as mayor, I have to take responsibility for the conditions which are conducive to crime. As citizens, we all have to recognize our personal responsibility to claim our communities. I believe that every block is going to be controlled by somebody. It'll either be controlled by a negative force or a positive force, and we're going to make the decision that we're going to control our blocks for a positive purpose.
Well, Mayor, thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for stopping by the studio to talk to us live exclusively.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank the citizens for their patience, for their love for the city, and Jackson will not be a place that tolerates any behavior of this nature. Thank you.
Mayor Lumumba, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.